This is the third video in my series of videos about my Polaroid cameras. The camera we're talking about today is the Polaroid Impulse AF. The AF stands for AutoFocus. This camera has the sonar system that Polaroid developed in the 70s. Now about this camera. The front is where the film comes out. On the side you have the button for the film door. You just push that button and the film door pops open. This camera takes 600 film from Polaroid. I have both black and white and color here today. On the front of the camera, you will see the sonar system, the lens, the viewfinder, the light meter, and a 10-second timer on the top. On the back, you will find the exposure counter that tells you how many exposures you have left. As I have said before, old Polaroid film came with 10 exposures, but the new Polaroid film only comes with 8. So when you first put the film in, it's going to say 0, or it's going to say 10, I should say, and then it will count down. And when you get to 2 in this little window, then you know you've shot all your film. Now also on the back is the shutter release button and a little light that tells you when the flash is charged up. There's also a neck strap for your camera. Now here's the viewfinder, and this is one of the biggest viewfinders on all the Polaroid cameras they've made. You can really see a good view from here. Now mine is missing the rubber cap that goes on here. I bought this on eBay probably back in October, and it didn't come with the rubber cap on the viewfinder. Now to get this camera to work, you actually have to put in some film. So I have an old film cartridge here for demonstration purposes. So you open it by pressing the little button on the side. Film door pops open. Slide the film in. And when you close the door, the cover slide or dark slide is going to pop out of the camera, and that is to protect the film from being exposed. So let's close this door and you'll see the film slide pop out. There you go. And you also saw the little plastic tongue that covers the film when you take a picture. That helps it from getting exposed anymore. Now, to actually work the camera, you have to press this button on top here. This is the on-off button. And that removes the lens cap and starts charging the flash. So let's do that. And that pops up. And then on the back you see a little red light that tells you it's charging. Then when it turns green, it's ready to shoot. And then what you do, you simply look through the viewfinder and you get your picture where you'd like to have it taken and press the shutter release button. You saw the flash go off there. The flash goes off automatically. You cannot turn the flash off, which is sometimes good and sometimes bad. But either way, you get some really decent pictures out of this camera because of the sonar system that's on the front here. Now I've taken, I don't know, probably 10 packs of film on this so far, and it definitely has some issues, I will say. I want to show you some pictures as an examples of what started coming out when I first took pictures. This first picture is a picture of some flowers on the dining room table, and you will notice these little bars or these little marks on the side of the picture. When I saw that, I was like, oh no, this camera's broken. What is wrong with this? So I took some more pictures. This is my husband in the kitchen, and you see these little marks on the side of the picture. Well, that after I did some research, of course, on Google, I found out that that means that the rollers inside the camera are dirty. Now, I've mentioned this on the other cameras before, but you have to open up that film door, and I will take that film out, and you will see these little rollers right here. See those? That's where the picture comes through, and it squeezes out the chemicals in the back, on the back to develop the picture. But anyway, sometimes the developer gets on the rollers here. So you have to clean these rollers. Well, I didn't know what was going on with it because of those marks on the pictures. Then I did the research and found out that I need to clean the rollers. And the rollers had this like white stuff caked on there, and it was dry and kind of crusty. So that's what was making the marks along the side of the picture. So once I spent some time, I took some alcohol and some Q-tips and rubbed that and even used my fingernail to scrape some of that off there and got the rollers nice and clean. And then I got some decent pictures out of it. So let me show you some pictures now. I'll start with the color pictures. Here's a picture of a street light. And the reason I took this picture is because the blue sky in the background. The color film actually did a really good job of capturing that blue sky. I thought it was gorgeous. Here's another one of a house in my neighborhood. It's a nice big house, and I thought the colors came out really well. It captured again the sky and the color of the house really well. And then my black and white, and some of my black and white ones are all like still lifes. This one was from our dining room table. We had a Mardi Gras party last week, and we had Mardi Gras stuff on the table, so I took a picture of that. And then one of another still life that we have sitting in our living room. And finally, this one's by the window, so we had light coming in the window as well as the flash going off to show all of the pretty things, the flowers, the vase, and so forth. So this camera actually will do a pretty good job of taking pictures. I absolutely love this camera, really for the sonar. I don't know if you noticed in the pictures I just showed you, but they were all pretty well focused. And I credit it to the sonar focus of this camera. Now, another thing I really like about this camera is the viewfinder. I mentioned it before. This is a really big viewfinder. You can see a lot through there. A lot of the Polaroid cameras have small viewfinders. Well, I really like this big one. And I am missing the rubber cap on there. That would be nice to have that. But so far, this does a good job. Now, what I don't like about the camera is this flash. It's always on. That's the on-off button, and it releases the lens cap on there. And so you always have to have the flash on. I wish they had some kind of flash override button or something like that, but it just doesn't. Oh yeah, one more thing that I really like is the timer. This is a rare thing on a Polaroid cameras to have a timer built in. You can put this on a tripod because it has a tripod mount on the back, and you can press this little button here on the top, and it'll give you 10 seconds to get in the picture and get a picture taken. It also helps to hold the camera still. Like if you have it on a tripod, you won't have the jiggle of pressing the button on the back, and that helps keep the focus, keeps things in focus. So the timer button is a really plus too. So if you are looking for a camera that is simple to use and in the line of I think, of decent Polaroid cameras, you might want to think about the Impulse AF. Now, here's one thing about that. Polaroid also put out a series of Impulse cameras that were not autofocus. So they do not have the little AF down here on the corner. When you're looking for cameras, make sure you find one on eBay that has the AF on it. These also came in lots of different colors: yellow, teal, blue, burgundy color. Those are hard to find. But I will say that Retrospect is selling one right now that is like the teal color, and it's gorgeous. I almost bought it, but it's like $169. I said I'm not going to buy another camera. So anyway, this is the third camera. I like it. It's a good one. I use it to shoot. And I suggest you maybe start off with one like this. So, all right, that's all I have for today about this camera. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And until the next camera, bye.